Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of Math Unlocked, and I'm your host, Mrs. Rhodes-Grierson. Today we're looking at order of operations. Now, one of the first things about order of operations is that you need to know what the basic operations are. So you should know that you have your addition, your subtraction, your multiplication, and your division. And these are your basic operations. Now, if you notice, I wrote PEMDAS on the board, and this acronym allows us to recall the order in which our operations are to be performed. Now, I wrote it in this order because I want you to understand that these are the ones at the top are the higher order operations, and as we go down, that's the order in which we will do them. So you start in here, you take your time, and then you go down. Now, what does the P mean in PEMDAS? Your P represents your parenthesis, and in our little regular language we say brackets. So these are our parentheses, or we call them brackets. We move on. Next, we're saying exponents, also called index, or layman terms we call them powers. So your exponents, your index, or your power. Next, I'm going to do something here because I want you to understand that these two operations, multiplication and division, the order in which these are performed is from left to right. So none takes precedence over the other. We do them in the order in which they appear in the expression. So if I'm seeing multiplication and division, they're on the same level. However, we do them in the order in which they come. We also put addition and subtraction in the same group, because addition and subtraction, whichever one comes first, we also do that first. So we're gonna apply this knowledge to make it make some sense. Alright? So once you understand that, you just recall PEMDAS, parenthesis, same as your brackets, exponents, index, power, multiplication and division, same level, addition and subtraction are also on the same level. Right? So let's looking at expressions and see how would we apply this. Alright, ready guys? So I have an expression of 2 plus 4 times 3 squared. I know most of you are tempted to just do the operations in the order that you see them, but there is a rule as it relates to doing operations and the order that we do them. And this is just to make sure, saying when we make a statement, everybody's saying the same thing. Now what this is saying is that 2 is being added to this. If you recall the video that I did when we did terms, I said terms are separated by addition and subtraction, which means that there are two terms in this expression, the 2 and the 4x, the 4 times 3 squared. Now, I need to simplify this in order to add it to the 2. So I'm going to simplify. In this term here, 4 is multiplying 3 squared. I cannot multiply 4 by 3 because 4 is not multiplying 3. 4 is multiplying 3 squared. The order of operation says do your exponents before you do your multiplication and division. So that means I need to simplify this before I can multiply it by the 4. Now if you understand what 3 squared means, 3 is multiplying itself. So 3 is multiplying itself. Now, all I'm having here is multiplication. So 2 plus, remember that we have to do our multiplication before we do our addition. So 4 is actually multiplying 9 and not 3. 4 is multiplying 9. Simplifying this multiplication, 2 plus 4 nines, 36. And then I will add them, and that will give me 38. Let's do another one. Let's look at this expression. The expression is 2 open bracket 5 plus 1 squared. If we follow the rules or the order of operations, The order says that we should always do our brackets first. So I'm going to go inside the bracket to simplify what is inside this bracket. So what 2 is multiplying is actually 6 squared. Notice the bracket was squared, so the 6 that comes out as a result of the bracket should be squared. What do I do next? The 2 is multiplying not 6 but 6 squared, so the 2 is actually multiplying 6 times 6, and simplifying this, 2 is multiplying 36. So when we multiply 2 by 36, that gives us 72. So you take special attention to ensure that when you're doing your operations, you start at the highest order, which is your brackets first, if it exists, because remember the expression before didn't have any brackets, but this expression has brackets, so I go inside the bracket to see what does the bracket simplify to become, because we're simplifying to get one single answer. We simplify the brackets, we end up getting a 6. The bracket was squared, so we need to ensure that we do our exponent next. After that, we move on to the operation of multiplication, and we do our multiplication, and then that is it. Of course, I'm going to give you one to try. What would you do if you got an expression that says 4 minus 2 open bracket 3 squared? Simplify that expression and let me know in the comments what is your answer.